Hello, Kokodays. It's me, Yukone. Is it working? Can you hear me? Hello, Kokodays. It's me, Yukone. And today, we are gonna be programming stuff, formulas, onto my TI-84 calculator. Hola. Whispering today. I forgot to open up vtuber Plus before I did stream, so greetings, fleshlings. Hello. We are made of flesh and bones. We love bones. I don't have any bones. Do you have bones? I think everyone has bones. Most people have bones. Okay, hold on. Let me. I think that's a good place. Yeah. I'm made of silica and copper wiring. Oh, that sounds like a computer. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Anyway, let me tell you the story of why I need to program my calculator in the first place. It's because I gave my calculator to someone because I was helping them do their homework and study for a quiz. And then they pressed second 0 and they cleared my entire memory of my calculator. I'm gonna skin them alive. But now we're here, and I get to code it all over again. It's okay. I forgive them. I didn't skin them alive. Same thing happened to my old HP 50G. It is the worst. You know what? I wasn't even that mad. I was just disappointed. You know, my face was like... But it's okay. That happened 2 weeks ago. And I'm excited to relearn how to code stuff. So, I had these programs for about 2 years before they got deleted, so I forgot everything. I have Hatsune Miku stickers on my calculator. It's very cute. Alright, let's open it. Buttons. Do you like buttons? Okay, I'm gonna walk you through it, how to program on a calculator. First step is to press the on button. That's at the bottom. Beep. I have a lot of stuff to clear. I'm gonna do that. A lot of equations. A lot of... You know what the E button does on the calculator? It stands for 10 to the negative. It stands for times 10 to the power of. It's very useful. Okay. All of my programs, all of my stuff is cleared. So then you go into the program button. Beep. Beep, 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 beep. I found a way to stream and make their homework at the same time. I do that a lot now. Do that. Okay. It's called multitasking. Ooh, I don't know if I should whisper or if I should like speak like this with like a little bit of my voice. It feels weird to just whisper the whole time. I don't know which one sounds better. I don't know. Is my mic? I think it might be mono. I always wanted to do that like 3D thing where you just like have it on one ear and then you have it on the other ear. But I think my microphone is a mono one. It was $20. Okay, so we're in the program section and we're gonna click gonna click new on the third section. Press create new, and then we're gonna name the program. Which we named the program. This is gonna be the Quadratic Formula. You guys know that? Quadratic Formula. It's negative b plus or minus square root b squared plus 2ac. Hello, bunny. We're programming. We're gonna be coders. We're computer scientists here, guys. After I code the Quadratic Formula, I'm gonna try and code Tetris onto here. I think I can do that. I want to put Tetris on here. I think that would be very fun. Tetris. Wow, she's so locked in on her calculator during class. I just hit that T-spin, yo. No, I just did that L spin and also the W spin and the I just did a 5 clear. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. I was recording this whole time under a blanket, but it's actually really comfortable, so we're just gonna do this like over here. Can I run Doom? Maybe. I know people run Doom on this before. Maybe I should try it out. I'll search up the code. First, let's do the basic. Alright. So you're gonna go to second, and then alpha lock. This is an assignment. This is actually me cheating. We're not supposed to have programmed calculators. Or at least I don't think we're supposed to. But they never check. So if they don't check, then I won't be caught. Besides, I think we're supposed to know it anyway. It just makes things faster. Okay. We're gonna name this quad form for the quadratic formula. So I can never find the letters on here. Alright. Cheating is the only IRL skill college taught me. I'm sure there's other ones, like how to get to class 1 minute before the bell rings. Actually, bells don't ring in college, do they? Okay, so now that we have the program, we wanna start by clearing everything that's on the screen. So the best button to do that for is to go into program, go into what's in the first one? Where is it? Hello? Okay, yeah, you want to go into I/O and press clear home. That's number 8. Then you want to press enter. Then you want to go back into program. The button program just shows you all the commands you could put into the calculator. Next, we're gonna input our variables. To do that, we're gonna find the prompt button. That's in I/O, that's number 2. And then we're gonna go to alpha, and we're gonna press the number A. Enter. And then we're gonna do that for B and C program. Alpha. Enter. Prompt. Number 2. Alpha. C. Okay, after you get your prompts, you want to type in the formula. So we're gonna type in the formula. So negative alpha, and we're we're gonna do the plus version first. It doesn't matter which one you do first because it's plus or minus, but you have to remember plus second square root alpha b squared minus 4 I think I'm gonna do parentheses actually. So minus parentheses. Are you trying to complete with my go-to gym? Why are you trying to compete with ASMR? I'm ASMR because I like ASMR. I'm not trying to compete with everyone. I just like whispering. Also, you listen to ASMR at the gym. It's quite interesting. Most people ASMR when they go to sleep. Okay, so minus parentheses 4 alpha A alpha C and close parentheses. I'm masculine. Okay, I never said you weren't masculine. I'm just asking why you would do that at the gym. Listen, I listen to ASMRs and stuff. It's at the gym though. Would you want to listen to like hype playlist or I don't know that Mulan song? Gym demands music, not soft. Exactly. When you go to the gym, you want to hear. Actually, you want to hear like Hatsune Miku cheering you on. Because mommy ASMR is the most testosterone boosting thing ever. Maybe. You know what? Yeah. It'll be like motivation for you to fight for it. I see what it means now. I get it. Okay. Negative 4AC. Close parentheses. That's in the square root side. So now we have negative b plus square root, open parentheses, b squared, minus, open parentheses, 4ac, close parentheses, Yippee. Actually, I made a mistake here, because I just realized this whole thing is over to a. So, click, or press, close parenthesis, and you want to move your cursor using the left D-pad button all the way to the beginning, and we're going to press second delete to get insert. And that's the open parenthesis button. Yes, I can't do math nor stand in the same room where math is being done, so that's okay. This isn't really, well, it's kind of math. It's more like coding. I'm gonna take my leave before my Stone Age brain learns thermonuclear physics. Okay, take care. If you ever need to program on your calculator, you can always come back. Brain health is very important. So once you get to the beginning of the line, right next to the colon, second delete gets you insert. And you want to insert a open parentheses. So now the whole line should be open parentheses, negative b plus square root, open parentheses, b squared minus open parenthesis, or ac, close parenthesis, close parenthesis, close parenthesis, divided by 2 alpha a. That's the first one. Now we have the whole quadratic equation inside the line. So what we're gonna do is we need to store that as a variable so later we can display that variable. So we're gonna go to the bottom. We're gonna go second. Actually, we don't want to press second. Don't click that. We're gonna go all the way at the bottom next to the on button. The on button. There. And we're gonna press it. Should look like a little arrow. A little arrow there so that you can, that's a store function. And we're gonna go back to second and we're gonna click store again. That gives us, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Wait, hold on. Don't do that, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, after you go to store, you want to click alpha instead. Alpha store gets you X, or you could do alpha P. You pick any letter, your favorite letter. That sounds like a pain to code in the calculator itself. Does the model have a SD slot? I don't know, because I don't know what an SD slot is, but once you code the whole thing in there, it's there forever until someone deletes your thing. I'm looking at you, Fred. Why did you delete my calculator? I'm so mad. Yeah, it is a pain, but once it's in there, it's in there. After you finish coding, you can always just go to the program section and press execute, and you never need to code again. I've had these programs in here for years, and I never had to go back to them. But yeah, second, wait, no, store, and then choose a letter. I'm choosing P. I like you. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. I don't always do ASMR streams. I really like doing them. Thank you so much for the follow. Ross. Oh, your name's 2 letters away from funny. Maybe you're also funny. Maybe you're punny. Maybe you're honey. There's a lot of things you could be. I think that's what Khan Academy said. You can be anything. Okay. So we're gonna go to the next line. Press enter. So I'm gonna read the whole line again. Because I said a lot of like mistakes. This is what you should have. You should have open parentheses minus b plus square root open parentheses b squared minus open parentheses 4ac close parentheses divided by 2a stored as p or x or o. I chose p because it stands for plus. Alright, and then you're gonna copy that line and you're gonna do everything set negative b, and you're gonna pick minus right before the square root, and you're gonna do the same thing. So it's open parentheses negative b minus square root alpha b squared minus parentheses 4 alpha a alpha c closed divided by 2a store as, I'm gonna choose m because that stands for minus. I have to find it first. There it is. And then next, we're gonna code in the discriminant. The discriminant is the stuff that's under the radical sign. So, and the radical sign is the square root sign. This is important to know for some things. I don't remember what things, but it's important to know. So we're gonna code alpha b squared minus 4 alpha A, alpha C. And we're gonna do store. I'm doing a little test here to see if we need all those parentheses. So if I usually like to include more parentheses than needed because it makes me feel safe. But this time we're a little adventurous. We're gonna do negative minus 4AC. No parentheses. And we're gonna see if that gives us the results. It should. And we're gonna store that as alpha D for discriminant. Do J or K or Q, whatever you want to do. Enter. Program. Display. We're gonna do display, comma, or display alpha P, comma. I have to find out where comma is. That's not comma. Is it? It's comma. Where is it? It's up here. Okay, P, comma, alpha, M. Is that H? Clicked H. Okay. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly run this to see if it works. So I'm gonna go to program and we're gonna go execute. It's the first option next to edit and new. It's the first one. And we're gonna press our quad form. And then it's gonna ask us for 3 variables. So I'm gonna make up one. Go 1, 2, 3. Okay, it just said a non-real answer. I have to come up with a real one. So we're gonna do 2, -4, 8. I think that should be good. Okay. That's also not. I'm gonna search one up. Hold on, one last try. Do 1, do 2, do 1. There we go, it worked. So at the side we get 1 and -1. That's good, that's good, that's exactly what we want. So we're gonna go back into the program and we're gonna edit. And we're gonna add. Girl, stop giving it negative radicals. I'm trying. How am I supposed to predict? I have to actually do the math, and the whole point of this is to not do the math. Got there eventually. It's fine, it's fine. Okay, so next we're gonna go program display, and we're gonna actually put text in. So we're gonna find the quotation marks, alpha. It's the plus sign, and that gives us quotation marks. I'm gonna do second alpha to get the alphabet locked so that we don't have to press alpha every time. And I'm gonna type like I'm texting someone, you know? D I S C R I M. I'm gonna call it Discrimblo. B L O. You can also call it the discriminant or the discrim. I'm gonna call it Discrimblo. And then after enter, program, display, alpha, D. And let's see how it works. Okay, we're gonna go into quad form. 2, 1, and the screen blow 0. And I'm gonna test it out right. Negative b, is it b squared? B squared. B squared minus 4ac 0. Okay, so the parentheses aren't necessary. So if you want to go back into your program and delete the parentheses inside the discriminant, if you just want to type negative 4ac instead of negative parentheses 4ac parentheses, then it will give you the same result. So I'm going to do that. Go into edit, and I'm going to go to both of my plus line, delete, 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 delete. And that way it looks much cleaner. But you still want to keep the parentheses around the numerator, and you also want to keep it around the square root. That's very alright. And then the program should say done after it's over. And now we're done. Now we have the... And also, after you run the program, if you want to look at everything again, you could just type alpha D, and you can see the discriminant. You could type in alpha B, enter, negative 1, alpha M, enter, which is also negative 1. They're both negative 1. That's crazy. That's crazy. But, yeah. So, the thing about the program is once you exit out of it, you can't see what you put in it anymore. So this is how you can look at everything. And the reason why this works, why you can just type in the letters even after you execute the program, is because the program stored everything as these variables. So until you change these variables, these are going to be the same forever. Until, yeah. Yippee! Tap dance of success. Yes. Now that I have this, we're gonna try and program Doom. And I'm gonna search this up actually. How to program I wish I had like a ASMR keyboard. So you guys go. I think I do. Maybe next time I'll do. Next time when I write my paper for class, I could do a stream where you just hear me typing the whole time. Okay, how to program Doom into TI-84. I think this time it might ask us to... Okay. So this is install, not code. Okay, so everyone's saying we have to download it, but I want to code it on here, and I don't know how to code. I'm gonna search up Tetris or Snake. Tetris or Snake? I think Tetris. I like Tetris. Tetris is more complicated though. You have to put a USB, and you have to get TI Connect. I see. So it's kind of complicated. Did I change my face? I didn't mean to do that. I'm supposed to look like this. This is gonna stream the entire master's degree at this point. Hey, it's called multitasking. You should try it. I'm gonna stream my dissertation. Yeah, and you're gonna see me streaming ASMR at the job, and it's gonna be like ASMR. I'm building a rocket. Yeah, rockets. So first you wanna calculate the jet fuel, and then you're gonna calculate more jet fuel, and then you're gonna calculate how big of a jug you need for the jet fuel, and then you're gonna calculate how big a straw you need for the jet fuel, and then you're gonna calculate the suction force of your mouth so that you can drink the jet fuel, and then you're gonna calculate how much energy you're gonna get from drinking the jet fuel, and you're gonna see if you can go to the moon by drinking the jet fuel. You're gonna have the most educated audience at Twitch. It's tough competition. There's people actually doing actual science on here. But as long as you guys may be slightly above average intelligence, I'd be happy. Maybe you guys will know a little more trivia than everyone else. You guys now know how to program on a TI-84 calculator, so it's not too far-fetched. I think I've done chemistry on here once too, so you guys might now know how to do that. Yeah, I think my next ASMR stream is gonna be reading Sun Tzu, The Art of War. We're gonna read Sun Tzu, The Art of War, because I have that book. And we might have other books we can read. Maybe another one is where I read my chemistry notes to just start reading stuff. But the next one after that is gonna be writing a paper with a nice click-clacky keyboard. It's gonna be so satisfying. Or if I don't feel like it, I might just write a fan fiction. I could just write a fan fiction with the keyboard. It would be very good. Yeah. The Art of War be like, did you know your soldiers die if you don't? Yeah, did you know that if you put too much on your horse, the horse can't carry all that stuff? Did you know that? Did you know that you should probably not let the enemy flank you? You should probably not die. That would be a good idea, right? I'm gonna drink some water. This is why I'm like teetering between whispering and like talking really slow. It's like, I don't know. I don't like whispering because it's not good for your vocal cords. I don't know how people do it. I just haven't built up to that. It makes my throat so dry. It makes my throat so dry. It's forever. Can you understand what I'm saying? Sorry guys, I just ruined ASMR, didn't I? Okay. First, I'm not just gonna drink water. I'm gonna. That's actually really nice. Glug glug. Cheers. was loud. That was really loud. I didn't mean for it to be that loud. My water bottle's always loud. Should get like a quiet one, you know? Okay. Next up is, well, every turns silly at some point. Yeah, and then we just start making sounds like I should do like an ASMR that's just that. I've always thought about doing something that's like 1 hour of silence interrupted by Yuko saying something or making a sound. It's like Big Man. Okay, so next program, we're gonna press program, and we're gonna press new. Oh, I also have a program on here that's literally just notes. I programmed this the other day. I can read it out. It's basically just a bunch of display. Let me look at its code. Clear home, display, and it's a bunch of text. It's literally just a bunch of text. I think it just ideated sound-based gotcha. Maybe. I know that I've seen people do that before too. I saw Gigi Mooding from Hololive do that. I gotta listen to it. I'm very excited. I might listen to it later today. Yeah, I like the metal pipe one. I think... yeah. I think one time I was at like a gathering and then someone turned it on without telling anyone else. And when the first metal pipe came, we all got scared. It was scary. It was so loud too. But I love it. It like, I think someone made a study video where it's like 1 hour silence, but then your Asian mom comes in the room. And that that made me study. You never know when she was gonna come in. Okay, the name of this one, I want the Midpoint Formula. Go to M. That's H. I keep pressing H. M. Second alpha log. M. I. D. P. O. I. N. T. Enter. And we're gonna do prompt. A. Wait, what does the midpoint formula actually look like anyway? Hold on. This is why I need to program it. I don't remember. Oh. Okay. So we're gonna do prompt A. And then we're gonna do prompt alpha B. And then we're gonna do A plus B divided by... oh, where did I get that from? I just clicked tan. Okay, close parentheses. So open parentheses, close parentheses. Wait, no! Open parentheses. A plus B, close parentheses, divided by 2. Store as alpha C. And then program display alpha C. That should be it. So we're gonna do 1 plus 18, and then this should be, I'm gonna do 1 plus 17, so the midpoint should be 9. Which it is. Okay. Good job guys. to write unhinged ASMR scripts like that. Yeah, I wonder, maybe one day I should write an actual ASMR script. That'd be quite fun. What other formulas do I need? I'm not sure. Oh, one ASMR thing I've been thinking of doing is I have a tortoise. You guys, yeah, a tortoise. And tortoise likes to make sounds when they eat. So if I just bring my tortoise on here, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go check up on her. I kind of want to check up on her right now. Okay, I'll check up on her after. I don't want to go to the BRB screen because the music is loud. And then if I go there, it's gonna be loud. But also, okay. If I play a little, okay, I'll go play like a 30-second little ad break so we turn pre-rolls off again, and then I'm gonna sit here in silence, and I'm gonna go check on my tortoise. Play, guess what the tortoise is eating with? Oh yeah, good idea. I can run a little well, actually, she kind of eats the same thing every day. Well, we switched between our local supermarket doesn't have a lot of vegetables that she can eat. So it's actually two options. This is great, I'm gonna run that. So your option one is collard greens, which is full of calcium. And but it has a little bit of oxalic acid, which likes to bind to calcium. And we like to sprinkle a little extra calcium whenever we can, because calcium is very important for tortoises. But yeah, collard greens is good because it has a lot of calcium in it, and she likes it. And then the other thing we feed her is red leaf lettuce, because that doesn't have oxalate in it, and it keeps her hydrated. So we switch between those. We've been trying to find more stuff to feed her because we want her to have a variety of stuff. So yeah, and I mean me and my sibling. Okay, so I'm going to do a poll or prediction. I'm gonna start it. We're gonna type collard greens. The next one is red leaf lettuce, and then you're gonna let me know what you think she's eating, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on her. And I'm gonna make that about 1 minute. I'm gonna run a little ad. I'm gonna make it 2 minutes. I'm gonna make the prediction 2 minutes and the ad. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna make it 30 seconds. That seems, I think that's enough. Bloop, 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 bloop. I don't know. I'm just. Okay, I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I just tagged on Tortoise. She's so cute. She's so cute. I love her so much. She's so adorable. Okay, so yeah, the reason why I'm checking on her. Usually I can leave her alone if she's eating, but right now she's kind of taking a bath. So that's why I have to check on her. Did you know that tortoises like to excrete in water? So her bath time is her bathroom time. That's when she pees and poops. So I have to check every little while. I think every 30 minutes or so. She's near the end of it, so no. Then to clear out her water and give her new water. So like when you first put her in, you check every 10 minutes. Well, her pattern's a little weird. But yeah, you check every 10 minutes and then for 30 minutes. And then after that, you check every 30 minutes. And after that, you dry her off. Or you don't. Yeah, you dry her off. And then you feed her. And you put her under the heat lamp. Because for some reason, we have a nice heat lamp. But she just likes to bury herself in the corner. And she likes the other lamp, which has no heat to it. I think it's because we have a heating pad. She likes the heating pad more than the heat lamp. Which is bad. Well, not really. But it's weird because the heat lamp gives like UV rays. We also have a UVB light. So I think she's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, she was fine, so we're gonna take a look at the prediction. Manage the predictions. Red leaf lettuce was what you guys picked, but we're actually going to pick collard greens today. That's what she's gonna eat. So this is why you never gamble. Thank you for your kisses. My points, no, you're 10 points. Oh no, it's fine. 10 points, oh no. What are you gonna do with 10 points? I'm so sorry for your loss. She hates her miniature son. She does. She doesn't hate it. Every time I put her under it, she stays under it. But Tortoise, I don't know why. She just doesn't. She used to go to it to herself all the time. And then we got the heating pad, and that's where she goes. She only goes to the heating pad. And it's like, we bought this heat lamp. But no, she wants to stay in the heating pad. She doesn't want to bask. We only bought the heating pad because it was winter and we don't want her to hibernate because we can't handle that yet. This is our first year with Tortoise. Yeah, also, I just found out her species went to space. That's pretty cool. Yeah, sometimes I look at her and I'm like, why didn't you go to space? I'm just kidding, I love her. I love her. I wouldn't put that kind of expectation on her. How will I ever recover from this financial loss? You could sell bagels. I think that would work. Sell bagels, people would buy them, and you could do cream cheese bagels, poppy bagels. I think that'll be enough. Yeah, I think all you have to do is sell one bagel, and you'll be fine. Okay. I'm closing the TI-84 so we can just open it again. Okay, our next program we're going to do is the distance formula. I'm gonna search that one up too. Distance formula. Okay. Alright. Program. Go to new and name it DISTANCE. Program. And I like to go to clear home. I don't think we did that first on the other one, so yeah. Program. Prompt. First, we're going to display. So I did this before so that my pea brain doesn't get confused. So display. We're gonna do our quotation marks, and we're gonna type in parentheses alpha A, comma alpha B. I'm gonna put a space, or don't, doesn't matter. Open parentheses. Oh, it's alpha. Open parentheses alpha C, comma alpha D. And then I'm gonna quickly execute program. So we name this one distance. I'm gonna put distance, and it should display what you just put. I'm actually going to delete the space in between because I think it looks ugly. I don't want it to look ugly. Anyway, we're gonna put this here so that we know what each of the variables is. So after this, we're gonna go back into the program, press enter. And then we're gonna do, oh, and don't forget the end quotation marks. I forgot those. Whoa. I accidentally went to memory. I was about to delete everything again. I was so scared. Okay. Alpha. Quotation marks. Be careful when you put quotation marks because you might accidentally delete all your hard work. Okay, so yeah. So what you should have is display quotation parentheses A, comma B, parentheses, open parentheses C, comma D, close parentheses, quotations. Alright, next we're gonna do a new line of code, and then each code line should be a colon, a bold colon at the very beginning. You'll see it every time you press enter. And it spawns a new one of those. That's just so you know. Okay, so next we're gonna go into program, and we're gonna go to I/O prompt, and we're gonna do 4 of these. So we're gonna do prompt alpha A, next line, prompt alpha B, next line, prompt alpha C, next line. This is our last one. Prompt alpha D. So prompt A, prompt B, prompt C, prompt D. Next, we're gonna do for the distance. You could even for 3 dimensions if you want to do that, which is insane. But you could also do a 3rd dimension, which I think is useful. I'm gonna start adding that here actually. Yeah. So actually, if we're gonna do 3 dimensions, this is gonna get a little complicated. So we're gonna do 2 dimensions, and then I'll show you how to program the 3rd dimension one. So we're gonna do second square root, and then we're gonna do after. So the square root, when you press square root, comes with an open parenthesis. So we want to add another one, and we're gonna do c minus a close parenthesis squared plus open parentheses alpha d minus alpha b close parentheses squared close parentheses. That closes the square root, and we're gonna store that as what should we store distance as? I suppose it doesn't really matter. I could do S for distance. Distance, I like that. I'm gonna store this S since we're already using D. So it's S, then enter, program, display, alpha, S. And then we're gonna test our program. So we're gonna go to program, number, distance. That's what we named it. And we're gonna type in our stuff. So I did for this example 1, 2, 5, 4, and the distance is 4.472135955. And I think that is correct. I'm gonna check if that is correct. So we're gonna just do the formula ourselves. So we're gonna take 3 minus 1 squared. We're gonna take 4 minus 2 squared. And then 4 plus 4 square root of 8. Okay, so I messed up. Okay, where did I go from? It's 1, 2. Ah, I see. I put in the numbers wrong. Okay, so there is no 3. It's 5 minus 1 squared. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Squared is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20. And the square root of 20 is 4.4712359 blah 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 blah. And we have our distance formula. But now I'm going to show you how to code 3D distance, because I think this one is much more useful. So, if you want to make a new program, you already know how to do that. You can name it distance, but you're not a loser. Or you can name it distance, but you're 3D. You can name it distance with 3 A's. I don't know. Or you can name it distance with 3 D's. I think that's also very funny. I like that one the best. That's a good one. You should do that. But I'm actually a loser, and I'm going to go into my distance program, and I'm going to clear everything. Actually, you don't have to clear everything, but we're going to start from scratch so I can show you, and then next time you want to program it, you understand. But we're going to do it from scratch. So we're going to go to the top, and we're going to have clear home. That just clears everything off the page, so you have a lot of space. And then enter, and the next line is display, and it's gonna follow the same thing as the other one. And we're gonna do open quotations, or just quotations, parentheses, alpha A, comma, alpha B, comma, alpha C. And C is that third dimension, we call that the C axis. And then we're gonna do parentheses, and I want to do either EFG or we can do XYZ, and I'm feeling like doing XYZ, so we're gonna do X, alpha Y, alpha Z. But remember, you can pick any variables you like, any letters. I think this one is fine because it looks cool. Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna do EFG. X, Y, and Z get too much use nowadays. They're always the variables, and it's quite mean actually. So I'm gonna do E, comma, F, comma, G, close parentheses, and quotation. So this should be display, open parentheses, A, comma, B, comma, C, close parentheses, open parentheses, E, comma, F, comma, G, close parentheses, quotations, quotations. Okay, so the next what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the prompt now. So you know how to do prompt. This time you have to do 6 of them, and I'm gonna see real quick if I can just lump them all together. I can do A, comma, A, comma, B. Does that work? Oh, it does! Okay, new hack, guys. You don't have to, do a new line for every prompt. So if you want to go up and tidy up your old code, which is, I'm gonna do that afterwards. So you could do prompt A, comma, B, comma, alpha C, comma, alpha E, comma, alpha F, comma, alpha G, and that's all gonna be in one line. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that cute? I did not know that. Oh, my code looks so ugly now. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We can live, we can fix this. Okay, so to do the distance formula, we're gonna take all these variables, there's 6 of them, and we're gonna do square root of. So we're gonna start with our x variables, which means the 1, the first variable. Vector operations is Marco's kind of hard. Vector 3Ds. Ooh. I think it's the calculator. I think the calculator is kind of. I mean, who doesn't love a TI-84? These things are like $100. Yeah, I got mine for free. You know, that moment when you can finally own your own TI-84 is like magical. I like going up to people and I'm like, do you guys have a TI-84? You don't? Huh. Cause I do. You guys don't have a TI-84? I also have a scientific calculator, which is good for algebra. But the graphing calculator is a little more. You could do more stuff with it. Oh, ah. I just had a heart attack. I need to be careful. I'm every time I drop this, which I try not to, it's like once a month, which actually sounds like a lot, but you know, it's like I get scared because it's so expensive and valuable. Then you finish your studies and it's just expensive paper. Not exactly. When you program Doom and Tetris and Pokemon on here, it's like a Game Boy. You could use as a Game Boy. And you could look smart while you're playing games. No matter how bad you are. Just have a Game Boy. I wonder if anyone's tried to hook up a TI-84 to their, like, game and then use it as a console. There's a lot of buttons you can work with. But yeah. Maybe you could do, like, silly graphs or something. Anyway. So, we're gonna do the formula square root, open parentheses, and we're gonna take the first of each set. So we're gonna do e minus a. E minus alpha a, close parentheses, squared. You're gonna have that in your head forever. Open parentheses, close parentheses, open parentheses, okay, so that's like x2 minus x1. So it's e minus a squared plus, and this formula can work for the 4th dimension too, and the 5th dimension, and so on and so forth, because it's just distance. I believe so, I believe it does. Yeah, but we're not gonna do 13 dimensions, we're gonna do 3. Okay, so next one is y, which is the second letter. So this time it's gonna be plus, open parentheses, f minus b parentheses squared. And then we're gonna do the last ones. Plus, open parentheses, alpha g minus alpha c squared. And then we're gonna do, that's all our variables, so we're now gonna close the square root. Okay, close it, so it's gonna be close parentheses. So it's square root, open parentheses, e minus a, close parentheses, squared, plus, open parentheses, f minus b squared, plus, open parentheses. Oh, I forgot to close parentheses. Don't forget to always close your parentheses. Plus, open parentheses, g minus c, close parentheses, squared, close parentheses, and that's your distance formula for 3D. So every time you know where your 3 things are, you can figure out how far away things are. So if I were to put your house's coordinates into this formula, and then put my location, then I can calculate approximately the amount of distance I need to travel in 2 seconds to come into your house. Math is powerful. You probably would have to flash the chip to run custom stuff, and you will need to code it in C. Best case scenario, essentially worst case. Probably doable with a painted but think about the novelty of doing that. Think of the novelty of, yes, you can just download games onto your TI-84, that's very possible. But, like, it's the novelty. It might be a lot of steps to do, and you might be a little lazy. But think about it. Think of going to, like, hey guys, check this out, and you start playing Pokemon on your thing, you know, and you like, check this out, and you play it like SpongeBob, the Last Bikini Bottom. You play Elden Ring on your TI-84, like, you beat someone at Overwatch, and they're like, dude, what are you playing on? The TI-84. I think it'll be worth it. And I do like paperweights. Okay, So we're gonna store that whole equation, the whole distance formula, and we're gonna store that as S like we did last time. And then we're gonna program, and then we're gonna press display alpha S. Girl, someone actually programmed Excel ring. You mean like Excel ring? Like Elden Ring in Excel? That's crazy. That's crazy. What? Oh my gosh, my hero. Microsoft Excel is equally as scary. Okay, I've programmed a couple stuff on there. I've done to-do trackers and stuff like that, where you could like click boxes and have a progress bar show up. I'm not really like a coder or anything. I don't know why. I can only program on very niche systems. Like I know how to program on the TI-84. I don't know how to read any other code. I can program on Excel and Google Sheets, but I can't, like, I don't know what if then else does. if I pick my nose, then what am I saying? What am I doing? If I say stupid things, then I will say more stupid things. If else, then I do not. You end up outgrowing Excel and start using scripting languages like Python at some point. Talking from extreme. I'm outgrowing. I could never outgrow these things. They'll have a special place in my heart. It's got sentimental value in my code. Okay, let's test out our distance formula. The fun thing about this distance formula is that if you don't need 3 dimensions, you could just plug them in as 0 and it doesn't affect anything. So we could do 1, 2, 0, 5. Was it 4, 5 or 5, 4? 5, 4, 0. And you still get the same answer. So this is the same as the 2D one, where it's 4.472135955. But now we have the option of adding in the 3rd dimension. So if I set this is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then the distance between this would be 5.196152523 units. So it's optional, so you can add as many dimensions as you want and you don't even need to use them all the time. Just replace them with 0, or you can replace them with, it's a little more complicated, but you can replace them with the same thing. So if you have, let's say we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Well, I just realized I didn't use D. Oopsies. Wait, I could store this as D then instead of S, because I didn't use D. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna store as D. I just like how it feels better. It feels weird that D got left out. So, but yeah, if you do A, B, C, D, and then E, F, G, H, and then you set D and H as the same, then that dimension just cancels out. So that's because in the formula, it's H minus D, and then 4 minus 4 is 0, so it's still 0. But simply, I like to just put in zeros. Okay, so we're gonna store this as D instead of S. Instead of distance, this is distance, this could be D. It doesn't change anything. Pandas will wiggle your way into your academic heart and replace spreadsheets. It is inevitable. I don't like pandas. Well, I mean, I have some things to say about pandas. I've had some debates about pandas. I know you're talking about the program right now, but the animal pandas, they're an interesting creature. I don't hate them, but they're very interesting. They can't breathe on their own. They like to watch humans dress up as pandas and display what fortification looks like, and even that it's very hard to get them to breed. All they eat is bamboo, which is so nutritionally not good for them that they just end up having to eat a lot of bamboo to get through the day. Like, I'm talking like a lot of bamboo. And then they don't have enough energy to mate. And then they just keep eating bamboo. And they crush their babies. Their babies are so small compared to them that they roll around and just crush their babies. It's like the pandas, I don't know, they're just a little slow. Okay. So now that we have the distance program done, we can tap dance now. I remember having a program called Radians Form? It was the Radians Formula! Oh my gosh, I can't believe I never used it. I can never remember. Let's program in that. Let's program the radiant to the degrees formula in first. Yeah. I never understood it. Okay. It's something. Okay. So degrees to radiant formula. This is gonna be the last program of today. So you know the trick. Go into create new. And we're gonna name this Rat Deg. Degrad? Rat Deg? Degrad? Degrad. I like that. Rag R. Wait, no. D E G R A D. Degrad. Degrees. I never realized it stood for radiance. Oh my goodness, I never knew it stood for radiance. I can't believe I never used this before. This is why you have to choose good names for your programs. To get revenge on your friend, change their calculator from radians to degrees default, and all the physics calculations are gonna be wrong. I remember I had this prank where I put this program on the calculator where no matter what you type in, the answer was always 2. It was so funny. Especially if they don't know the program's on. It's like 7 minus 4. Why is that 2? Wait, I'm gonna see if I can reprogram that on. I'm gonna have to search this one up. TI-84 program that turns everything into 2. It was a funny prank. Oh, there's a whole place for TI-84s. Wait, that's so funny. Oh, everyone has a CE. I'm so jealous. Okay, I gotta find that. Now, I find that. Hold on. No, nope. Oh, I really want to find it now. I did that way back in like. Oh, when you Google, oh, it toggles the expressions. It's that's because my hotkeys are linked to the numbers, so I could just like hear that. I could this whole time I could change the toggle hotkeys, but at this point it's just so easy and so ingrained. It's kind of funny now. Okay, so degrees to red, we're gonna go clear home, and then we're gonna do prompt. And then we're gonna do prompt, and we're gonna do D for degrees. And then we're gonna do comma. Or we're gonna do prompt A. We're gonna type in, because we're gonna have one value, and we're gonna take A, and then we're gonna do A times. We're gonna do A times pi. So I'm gonna do wow, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, parentheses. A times pi. Okay, A times pi, close parentheses, divided by 1, 8, 0, right? And we can say A for angle or whatever, it doesn't really matter. And we're gonna store that as R for radians. And we're using D a lot, that I realize, that's funny. Okay, and then degrees, and we're gonna do alpha A. Now open parentheses, alpha A times 180, close parentheses, divided by pi. We're gonna store that as alpha D for degrees. And also, if you do this correctly, you should have spelled out ARD, because math can be very hard. ARD, 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 ARD. Art, 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 art. Okay, so we're gonna go to program, and we're gonna do a new line. We're gonna display, and I'm gonna say what I'm doing. I'm gonna display radians, so second alpha to get alpha locked, and we're gonna do radians first. So we're gonna spell out radians, R-A-D-I-A-N-S. I forgot how to spell it real quick. Okay, and then we're gonna display. We're gonna do new line, display, alpha, R. We're gonna do the same thing for degrees. So, program, display, alpha, second alpha, alpha lock, D, E, G, R, E, E, S. Quotation. Enter new line, program, display, alpha, D. And that should be your program. So if I do something like open up digrag and my angle is 60 degrees, then it should be I don't like how this is displayed, because I mean, okay, we might have to adjust the code at least a little bit. Okay, so what am I doing? It's 60 pi. Okay, so this is 60 divided by 180, and and that's time pi. And okay, so it does get the right answer, but I don't like how it gives it. So I'm thinking what we do is we... I want to display it in terms of pi. So we're going to go into the program, we're going to edit, and we're going to go delete pi. We're going to display... Okay, so in the first equation, we're just going to do a divided by 180, and then we're going to go down to where it says display radians. We're going to go to display r. I'm going to see if this works. Display r. I'm going to go quotation marks, because I want it to say r pi. So alpha, quotation marks, pi, and then for degrees we're going to keep it exact same. So then now I do 180. Oh, that's a syntax. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I think I know the problem here. So in between where you put the quotation marks, we're going to go second delete to get insert. Put a comma there and see if that works. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. So when I look at the pi, it's like off to the side. Okay, so I'm gonna do 180. Okay, so the pi is in another line. That's so interesting. What if I did this? What if I just did comma pi? I'm like testing my code in real life. Ah, okay, so it always puts it in a new line. So there's no way for me to say just pi, is there? I'm gonna change my face again because I'm typing. TI-84 how to display 3 pi without it turning into a number. Oh, we have to change the notation mode. I don't want to do that. That sounds really stupid. We're just gonna not. It is better for visualization. It is. Because I would rather work with, I can rather work with like 0.3333. I'll be like, oh, that's 1/3. That's 1/3 pi. So actually, I don't like how this looks. You can customize your code to be however you want. But I'm gonna go over to Radians, and I'm gonna put pi, and I'm gonna put... Actually, no, I'm gonna put a little note to myself at the bottom here. What can I do? So if I do comma, and I do... If I do that, it'll put pi on the other side. It'll look weird. Should I do that? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see if it works. Maybe it only looks ugly on some things. Alpha. Second pi alpha. Okay. We'll try 180 execute. 180. It puts pi all the way over there. So I don't like that. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how to make it look pretty. Okay, I'm gonna insert a new line. And I'm gonna do display pi. Just pi by itself. Actually, quotations. Alpha. Pi. Here. Program. And then 180, it gives you... No, I want it on the other side. I want it on the other side. Why is it on this side? What? I don't want you there. Is it because you're in quotation marks? That's exactly why. Hmm. Oh, I have an idea. In the red section, we can display two numbers. We could display one with pi and one without pi. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so we're gonna do radians pi. So we're gonna go to display above this bar, and we're gonna put where we typed in radians, and we're gonna do second alpha. We're gonna add a space, and then we're gonna add in our pi, and then we're going to close the quotations. And so when I put 180, it's just going to display 1, and we're going to have pi on this side. Now if we do... I never tested on the radical side, so we're going to try 2 pi and see what 2 pi gets us. And that gets us 360 degrees. That's perfect, that's perfect. Okay. And then we're gonna do another program. We're gonna go under prompt A, and we're gonna do insert, second delete to get insert, enter to get a new line, and we're gonna do open parentheses alpha A times. Do you hear that? Someone's going ham outside on the motorcycle. I hate them. I hate you. Get out of my neighborhood. Get out of my neighborhood right now. I'm trying to... Okay, anyway, this is a calming experience. Get out of my neighborhood. You're so annoying. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta squeak there. I don't know how to whisper. Okay. They stopped revving engines, so we're okay. Get out of my neighborhood. Oh, they're always so loud outside. I mean, I guess I don't. If it's like for 2 seconds, and it's like once per week, and it's like that's fine. But they do it like every day, and it's like it's literally sunny outside. Stop doing that. The goblin energy is talking. I have to be. I can't be. I have to be like. You know. I have to be like. No, but like. And it has to be this way. Please forgive me. Okay. My sibling had this theory where the smaller you are, the more like goblin stuff you could get away with. Cause like if you're really tall and you start like hulking around with like, I don't know, you like you make like some goblin movements and you skitter around. I wouldn't say that it stands out a little more than if you were smaller, right? I'm canonically 2 feet, so I'm allowed to just like like around, But if you see someone who's like 8 feet tall and they like start going you get scared, right? It's scary. It's scary. I don't know. I'm scared. Especially if they're 8 feet tall. It's like 8 feet? Oh my gosh. That's gotta be a world record. Okay. So back to the calculator. Prompt A underneath, so we did open parentheses, a pi divided by 180, and we're going to store that as p for pi. Or I am. You could do whatever you want. I just turned off the calculator. Okay, we're back here. So we're gonna store, and we're gonna do alpha p, p, and then we're gonna go under this, and then we're gonna go to display R, and we're gonna insert 2 lines. So you just press second delete to insert, and then enter, and then once you're here, you're just gonna press. Okay, so second delete, enter, enter, and you have 2 lines underneath display R. Sometimes I want to be a silly goober too. Then be a silly goober. If you are tall, you might be scary as a silly goober, but at least you'll be happy. Yippee! Okay, so display R, and then the 2 lines we're gonna write in our text, and we're gonna do display alpha, second alpha, and this is gonna be radians. Which I just realized I kind of want to switch the variables, which you don't have to do. I'm gonna switch P and R to get radians pi, and then just radians. Or I don't know. Nah, I'm not gonna switch it. It really doesn't matter. It's not like you're gonna be seeing them anyway. It does feel weird. You know what? Yeah, it feels weird. I'm gonna switch it. But right now, let's not worry about that. Actually, yeah, let's worry about it right now. Okay, so we're gonna go under. Don't have to switch it, but I am gonna switch it because I want to switch it. Okay. So we're gonna go to P, and then we're gonna place that with R. And then every time you see R, we're gonna replace that with P. It's pretty simple fix. I'm going to kill them. The way that got on my mic too, that's not even like that close to me. They're outside. I don't understand. How is it? I have like 4 walls between me and them. I don't understand how it's like. Hello? What if I like shout in my window? Guys, please. That's why I was like recording under a blanket earlier, but then I was like, this stuff too stuffy. I record under a blanket for a lot of things. I record it for songs and stuff when I sing and record voice lines. Yeah. But that's usually to get rid of the echo. It does nothing when there's motorcyclists outside. Or maybe that's a car. Maybe it's just a really whack car. Imagine every time you started up your car, it just goes ear, 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 ear. Yeah. Obligatory calculator sounds. Okay, next up, I was replacing stuff. Okay, alpha. Okay, now we're back to normal. Alright, so second alpha, we're gonna go into under what is now display P, into the line we just created, the 2 lines we just created. Display quotations, and we're gonna type in radians. R-A-D-I-A-N-S quotation. I am so happy I have stumbled upon this channel. I am having a thank you so much. I'm happy you are having a blast, and yeah, I am happy. that you stumbled onto here too. Cause you're very neat. It doesn't have the F or the U at the start, so it's just neat. But yeah, I'm happy you're having a blast. That's what I want to happen. Also, my calculator's going crazy. Okay, here we go. Under the code we just coded, we're gonna go to the next line and we're gonna go program. Display. And we're gonna display R. And this is after we switched them around, or if you didn't switch it around, display P. But you know, as long as you can keep track of which one you're displaying, which I trust you're smart enough to do that, we should have our program. And we're gonna test it out with, first we're gonna do execute program demigod 180. Wow, that is a lot of information. And yeah, we have so much that I can't even like scroll up on all of it. Wait, program demigod 180. It says done. I'm gonna actually implement something here. This is a new skill. Okay, at the end, at the very end, go to the end after display D, we press enter, and we're gonna go program, and we're gonna press pause, and you're gonna scroll down to find it. It's number 8 at the first section. Press pause. What this button does, it says we need to press enter to close the program, and this is gonna make things a little cleaner and nicer. So the display section takes up as much screen as it can. So we're gonna go execute, and we're gonna try it again now with this. We're gonna do, yeah, so as you can see before, without pause, when you executed the program, it wouldn't move. It would move, it would say done, and then it would kind of cut some stuff off. But now, with the pause button implemented, you can see that it doesn't move at all. And when you press enter, it does move. So you can disregard the degrees because right now we're searching up 180. So it's 1 pi, it says in the radians pi section, and then we have 3.14159. This is pi followed by 2652589 circumference. So yeah, that's also there. Next, we're gonna check out 2 pi as our radians. So we're gonna type in, we're gonna execute, and then press 2 pi, enter. And at the degree section, we can ignore everything else. And it says 360. And then you could press done, and then you could clear the program. And that is 4 programs on your calculator now. And in case you want to go in and clean up the prompts a little bit, we can do that right now instead of having go ahead and clean everything up. So instead of having prompt A and then new line prompt B, I'm going to do prompt A, comma B, and then it does the same thing, and I'm going to do that for everything. I'm gonna fix everything. I'm gonna fix everything. Everything's gotta be okay. We are all gotta be okay. I'm gonna fix everything. Quad form. A, comma B, comma C. And then we're gonna test to make sure it works. 1, 2, 1. It works! I'm so happy. All my programs are back. And that took me 2 hours to do. It took us 2 hours to do. I hope you learned a lot. And then I hope now you can take your skills and program. You can program any formula you want here. This is what we call. So the basic, just to summarize, and I found a scratchy part of the calculator too. I like this part. But to summarize what we have done, is that we do clear home to clear the page, and then we do prompt and we put all our variables in, and then we plug in the formula, and then we store that as a letter, and then we display that letter, which displays the answer to the formula. And then, if needed, we press pause so that everything stays on the screen. And we also add in text if needed, which uses quotations. Anytime you want something to appear exactly as is, you click quotations. And after that, your program is done. Congrats on recovering the scripts. Thank you! I worked very hard to do that. I'm going to, after this stream is over, I'm going to find that person who deleted all my programs, and I'm going to slime them out. It's gonna sound like this. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to hit. I don't actually want to hit. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Do you still work? Do you still work? Okay, you still work. I'm gonna go hit the case, actually. It's gonna be like... It's me knocking... Okay, wait. Imagine this. Alright? This is a POV. You are the person who deleted all of the program... My phone just rang. Get out of here! Okay. So, POV. You are the person who cleared all the programs off my calculator. I used the distance formula to find your house. I'm currently walking up to your house. This is me moving the stuff out of your front door. And then you hear it. Answer the door. You answer the door again. Hold on, I got this. You answer the door. It's me. Do you remember what you did? Do you remember? I did not mean to hit my mic. Do you remember? My calculator. I was generous to you. I let you borrow my calculator. I knew you'd study for a quiz. If it weren't for me, you would have failed that quiz. Do you know how you repaid me? Do you remember what you did? Pressed. Pressed second. Pressed enter, which gave you... Actually, it's not enter. You pressed second. You pressed plus. And you pressed mem. Pressed mem, and you went and you clicked clear mem. I don't understand why you did that. I don't understand why you did that, but you did that. And 5 or 4 programs I had the entire year. God, single. That day, I told you I forgave you, but I never really did. moment I reprogrammed my calculator, which took me 2 whole hours, I found where you lived, and I put the coordinates of your house into my distance by 3D distance program. Do you remember doing that? I do. I remember. And I placed them in. And I placed my location. And I calculated your house, how many miles it was away. And then I realized I needed to use the midpoint formula because I wanted to take a break before I went to your house. Do you remember the midpoint formula? It used to be in my calculator, and you deleted it. Do you remember deleting that? I do. I always remembered. And then I calculated where I could take a break. And then I decided I'm gonna calculate how many degrees I need to turn around to kick you in the head. But my degrees, I only knew it in degrees. I wanted that in radians. So I programmed that into my calculator. Do you remember that? The Radians Formula that you deleted? I do. I always remember. So now, I'm going to factor you from 1 polynomial to 2 polynomials. Or two factors. And that's where the quadratic formula comes in. So now, I have everything I need. Going down, buckle. Going down. In fact, I've been waiting for this moment this whole time. I've been waiting. Oh, I don't have legs. I don't have legs. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. Okay, I have to change my plan. Hold on. I'll be right back. What did it do for 5-6? 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 Okay. Hold on, wait. What did it do for 5-6? 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 Okay, so I decided that instead of kicking you with my my legs, I'm gonna kick you with my arms. And then I could do the same amount of radians. So alright, you ready? You deleted my programs? Now I'm gonna delete you. There we go. I couldn't find it. I'm kicking you with my arms. Do you know how many radians this is? This is 16 radians. That's like a bunch of degrees. If only I had a formula to calculate how many degrees it was. Yeah. Okay. Absolute cinema, a story that could make Spielberg cry. Yeah, I finally got my revenge, and I finally programmed my programs back. Why am I up here? Okay. Yeah, but that's what would have happened if you were the person who stole my calculator. That's what I'm gonna do after stream. Okay. I'm gonna close my calculator now. my gosh, wait. That's such a pretty sound. I can't believe I wasn't spamming that the whole time. Let's do it again. And so I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, now pause it for real. Okay. Well, we did what we needed to do today. I'm gonna check, Okay. So, thank you for listening to me calculate stuff, a program. I hope you learned something. Eat food, eat water, drink food, take care, and ASMR Kude calculator. Goodbye. Oh, that's loud.